What's up, everyone? This is Jesse McClure from Storage Hunters on Dave, your favorite storage hunter, outside of T-Money. Money, yeah, I get it. Listen, you need to listen to Six Towns Radio. It's the hit radio show, and you need to listen now.
Broadcasting to Stoke-on-Trent and the world. This is Six Towns Radio.
Right, listeners, have you checked out Storage Hunters yet? You know it's one of my favourite TV shows. I watch it more than anything else. And we've got a special guest on the line right now. It's my pleasure to bring on from Storage Hunters, Jesse McClure. How are you, my man?
Hanging in there. It's 10:30 in the morning over here, so it's bright and early, and I'm ready to go. How you doing?
I'm really good, mate. We first got in touch on Twitter to talk about Storage Hunters, didn't we?
I'm the jerk that stole the name at Storage Hunters, so I get all the love and all the hate across the world because it's the easiest way to get a hold of the show. I'm sure some of the other cast members get upset about that because I have the easiest name, so they have to come up with different ways to contact all the fans of the show. So the easiest way you can get a hold of me is, at Storage Hunters on Twitter is the easiest way to do it. So contact me, make fun of me, make fun of other cast members, bring it on. I'm there.
For those who are listening who don't know what Storage Hunters is, it's a TV show where a group of people go to lockups around the US and basically bid for the contents of the lockups.
Yes, exactly right. So as far as I've been told, there isn't much like that over in the UK. But what happens is you pay for a storage unit and you store your stuff. Now, if you don't pay your bill after a certain amount of months, the storage facility puts it up for auction, and they have a big event where all these people, mostly crazy folks such as myself, come out there and bid on your stuff. Is it ruthless? Yes. Is it mean? Yes. Does it make me a lot of money? Absolutely. So I do make money and profit off of other people's misfortunes, and I apologize for that, but I've been very successful doing it.
Yeah, there's a lot of TV shows right now preying on people who are in hardship. There's like the Repo TV shows, etc. And this is one of them, but it's made great viewing, and the figures have been amazing, haven't they, Jesse?
Oh, yes, absolutely. You know, I am completely surprised about how internationally the show has been receptive to people enjoying it. You know, here in the U.S., I can say that it's certainly been diluted a little bit with the amount of content we are currently have on television. You know, whether it's the Kardashians, whether it's Swamp Duck Dynasty midget wrestling, hunting, hoarding, Honey Boo Boo. There's lots to offer here, but I think, you know, with what we offer going to places like the UK, it's fresh and it's new. So we certainly welcome it, and we're glad that people enjoy the show.
Yeah, it's on a TV station called Dave over here in the UK.
Yeah, that, you know, I first heard about it. I'm like, who's Dave? Who is Dave? I have no idea who this guy is, but apparently he shows his friends and family the show, and they seem to like it. So I'm trying to figure it out, you know. So apparently it's a TV station. It's from what I've been told, it's the channel people watch when they're hungover. And if that's the way you watch the show, then so be it. I'm more than happy to accept that.
Yeah. It's on True TV in the US. How did you first get involved, Jesse?
So I live in a small town called Canyon Country in California. I was born here, I live here, and I'm probably going to die here. And I'm okay with that. We are known for having a super Walmart, a Walmart that's open 24 hours. So we get the finest of citizens here in America. A little bit trashy, yes, but we get to drive our houses from place to place. So we do have a large trailer park fan base. So that being said, my family owns the oldest antique mall in town and one of the oldest in Los Angeles. So I've been doing that since I was about 12 years old. So from estate sales, garage sales, swap meets, storage auctions is just a part of the game. Now, I know the terms are a little bit different and there's lots in translation, but I guess the equivalent would be, I guess it would be called car boot sales over there.
It would.
So everything that has to do with reselling your items, I've been a part of since I was a kid. So, yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing since I was little. That's all I know, is buying people's junk and reselling it for more money.
It's been on TV for 2 years now. How did you get involved with the TV show?
So, they found me, actually, just found me out in the swap meets doing my thing, and then asked me to audition. They saw my facial hair and saw me trying to act like a tough guy, so naturally I became the antagonist. And I enjoy making fun of people. I enjoy fighting people. And, someone's got to be the bad guy, and also they pay the bad guy more money, so I'm okay with that, being known as that guy. People, fans of the show, they pick their favorites, and I like to designate myself as the most hated on the show. Most hated and most loved, your choice. That's the way it is, and I'm okay with that. In the UK, you'd be known as Marmite, because people either love or hate Marmite. Do you know what Marmite is? I have no idea, and that's the thing. There's so many terms that I've been told, that I've been called, that has been lost in translation. I have a list, and I'm hoping that you can help me define these words. That is something we could definitely do. Okay, good. So I don't know what counts as bad or vulgar, but I've been called a nutter. Yeah. I don't know what that means. I've been called a tosser, a muppet, a plonker. I have no idea what any of those terms mean. I don't think they're positive. But you know what? I'll go with it. Yeah. I think the nicest one out of those is a nutter. It's a term of endearment for somebody who's a bit wacky. Oh, okay. But the rest. So what you're telling me is none of those are good words. The rest of them definitely aren't. No, definitely not. Well, good to know. I'll keep referring because people are saying, "Oh, Jesse, you're such a muppet," and I'll go, "Oh, okay, thank you." Yeah. Or I think. Muppet isn't that bad. I think Muppet's a bit like Nutter, to be honest. But let's talk about some of the Storage Hunters family that you've got there. Papa Bear, he's a big friend of yours, isn't he? Yes, Papa Bear he's the peanut butter to the peanut butter and jelly sandwich. He's exactly what you think he is. He's ghetto by every sense of the word. He lives in a town called Whittier, which is just a fancy word for just south of Compton and East LA, where all the gang members are. He's not in a gang, but he's certainly that kind of guy that has tattoos head to toe. He likes hanging out on his front porch, drinking some beer and hanging out with all the locals. So I love him to death, and he's a good family man, but he still has a lot to learn as far as professionalism. But you know what? That's who he is, and there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong at all. Brandon and Laurie, they're quite big characters as well. Yes, I don't have much to say about them, but I can say exactly what you think they are on TV is exactly how they are in real life. Whether that's your flavor, that's perfectly fine, but I think that should be enough as far as them two are concerned. One thing everyone wants to know, when I've spoke about the fact you might be coming on the radio show, is what is the best thing that you've ever found or bought? Not necessarily on the TV, ever. So as far as the best finds, I actually just got something just recently, but as far as dollar-wise, I got a storage unit full of vintage cameras, Leicas and Kodak, nice. Polaroid, all vintage, all original. And I got about 7 Leicas that I sold, it's a vintage camera and a high-end camera company. I sold them all to the president of the Leica company, the Leica Club back east. But my total sale off of that was $42,000 that I sold all those cameras for. And I think I bought that unit for $500. So wow. It was certainly a good buy. That being said, my best buy that I can remember is I found a flag that was torn to shreds, an American flag, and attached to it was a note that said, "I pulled this off of my sinking ship in the middle of World War II when I was fighting in Iwo Jima. I couldn't save the wheel to the boat, but I managed to save this flag." and it was off a boat that sank during World War II. So I managed to find the family to that military officer who did that and return it to them. And I believe they're bringing that to the World War II Museum. So something like that doesn't necessarily have a high value, but as far as history, it's invaluable. So, and that's not something I can hold on to or try to sell just because the history behind it. Because you do find items like that that have a story attached to it. They might not be worth a lot of money, but they have historical and family value for that specific person.
Yeah, yeah. I can imagine people who don't know you as well might think that your house is like one of the lockers, you know what I mean? Just full of things you've found along the way. Is that true?
Yes. No, but, it's funny because one of the things that happens is you think, oh, people just forget to pay their bill. Trashy, poor people just stick all their junk in there. And that does happen. A lot of things you don't see on television that aren't really exciting is hours and hours of me going through old mattresses and kids' clothes. It's not very entertaining for television, but it is a part of the business. But what actually happens is you have people who have these storage units and they die. And what happens is family members don't even realize they have storage units, and those options happen filled with just thousands and thousands of dollars worth of stuff that family members never knew that person had when they died. So it goes, lost forever, and they never get those items back. So there are those special circumstances where you do have to return those items. It's just the right thing to do.
Also, I want a UK version. I want to present that. Remember, that's why I first got in touch, and that's how you first found me on Twitter, was the fact that I'm a big fan of the show, and I want to present a UK version.
They air them first here, and then it's a little bit delayed out there. But it's funny because we get a great response online, through Facebook, through Twitter, about how people love the show out in the UK. But over here in California, I have no idea. We have no idea, how much people love the show. I want to believe it, but until I get out there, it remains to be seen. So I'm looking forward to going out there and meeting with fans, fighting fans, insulting fans, and just interacting with everyone. So I'm really pumped to go out there soon, hopefully, and see everyone.
Yeah, that will be perfect. Before you go, I just want to tell the listeners, I know you've got your own radio show. If anyone wanted to catch that online, how could they do that, Jesse?
Yeah, so I actually have a morning radio show here locally in town. It's on AM 1220. I don't think the actual live feed can go that far all the way across the ocean. But you can listen to it 9 o'clock my time, so +7 you would be, I think, 4 p.m. You can go to hometownstation.com and then just hit listen live, or you can follow the Twitter feed, Jesse and Jelly. It's called Jesse and the Jellyman Show. So it's just an hour of shenanigans. It's an hour of me just rambling on, mindless banter of, sports, pop culture, and storage hunter finds that I find along the way.
Yep, I've checked out the podcast, which could be downloadable online, yeah?
Exactly, and we interview celebrities from different reality shows, sports casters, athletes, maybe not athletes for the UK fans. I'm still working on getting some quote-unquote football players, soccer players for us, but we're working on it. It's not as big out here as it is over there. I'm still trying to keep up. I need some recommendations on who to be my favorite team there, Terry. Do you got any recommendations?
You should now support my team, Port Vale. It sounds like a seaside town, Port Vale, but it's not. I've supported them all my life, and we're in League One at the moment.
I keep up. I'm trying to keep up with all the leagues, League One, League Two, Premier League. I know there's smaller division stuff. Personally, I'm trying to. I'm leaning towards the Wanderers. I don't know much about them, but I know there is a guy on the team with the same last name as me, McClure. So that's my first pick right now. I know Papa Bear is a big Chelsea supporter. I don't know what your thoughts are on that, but I know there's some rivalries with Arsenal and Chelsea, Manchester United. So I appreciate the recommendation. I'm gonna have to catch up on my football watching, and as well as my insulting when I go over there with calling people the various insults that I have already been called.
Yeah, there's so many, and you'd be so good at it over here. Well, when you do come over, you're definitely going to have to be a guest on this show, because you've been a great guest today, mate.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. I look forward to hanging out with you soon.
Yeah, you take care, Jesse. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, see ya.